We kept him in front of us for the most part. Missed a couple of tackles that it was disturbing to me on a really tough tackle. And Cordarrelle Patterson is a game-breaking type of guy, but we got to tackle a little bit better. But no, those numbers, I think, for 100 and whatever passes we've seen now in a couple of weeks, we're going to give up some yards.
And yesterday there was a couple plays I just wanted to mention. Like there was one where Rojo, I think he knew who to block, but didn't use great technique. Tom got hit. Another one where Fournette absolutely stones the guy, right? And he makes a completion down the field on a blitz or a free rusher. Does that illustrate sort of like the trust you would have in Fournette over, say, Rojo in this situation?
Yeah, it speaks for itself. Rowe, that's his guy. And so he's got to get out of those type of situations. I thought he ran hard, but and protected the ball. But again, you can't have those mental errors.
Right. Thanks.
Yep.
Next, we'll go to Greg Auman. Greg, we can't hear you. All right, we'll come back to you. We'll go to Ira Kaufman next.
Bruce, in a sense, is Ronald Jones kind of still a work in progress, Bruce, in terms of his confidence level and how much you have to deal with his insecurities? How would you assess Jones's state of mind, Bruce?
This is his third year, man. It shouldn't be a problem. And at times it is, it's just attention to detail, like missing that blitz. But he is a great runner. Caught the ball well. I would like to see him run for the first down. And but yeah, I mean, his mind is fine. It just his play isn't as good as it should be.
Are you disappointed he didn't get more carries, Bruce, going into week 3?
No, not at all. I mean, we're going to split those guys, and I don't really care about his number of carries. It's yards per carry.
Next, we'll go to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach, I know you guys put last year behind you, but I'm just curious, were there things that you were able to take from that 3-point loss to the Rams last year that you learned about your team that you were able to use going forward?
No, nothing really about the game other than we, don't miscommunicate a big play at the end of the game. We know their scheme. We know their style. They haven't changed. The players have changed a little bit. With Matt Stafford, they're going downtown a little bit more. But, no, not really. I think it's going to be a great game, and it's going to be out there. So we've got a lot of different issues to deal with for the first time.
Cooper Kupp is a guy who had, I believe it was 145 receiving yards against you guys. And this last week, I know he went over 100 receiving yards. What makes him such a challenge for you and for other teams to defend?
He can make people miss. He's a great run after the catch guy. He's a hard tackle for a big guy and the shifty guy. He's really a hard tackle and just one hell of a football player.
Thank you.
We'll go to Scott Reynolds.
Hey, Bruce, your front seven has gotten some pressure at times throughout the first 2 games, but you only have 2 sacks. How big of a concern is that for you and not getting the quarterback on the ground? And are your guys up front winning enough of their one-on-ones?
Oh, yeah, well, they're winning a bunch. I mean, Vita's killing his guys. Just, he's knocking him into the quarterback and not sacking him. But I think we're getting a ton of pressure. We knocked Dak down a bunch of times, and knocking them down sometimes is as good as sacking them. But they feel it too. But, yeah, I'd like to see some more sacks.
How did Jamel Dean play yesterday? It seemed like he showed some improvement from week 1 in terms of tighter coverage. Is that what you saw on the tape?
He played really, really well, yeah. He and Carlton both.
Thanks, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to Joey Knight.
Coach, we spoke yesterday about Nacho's big play there on 3rd down. Could you just speak to the energy he brings to that room and just to the defensive unit in general?
He brings it every single day, all day long. I mean, that's one thing about Nacho. He ain't gonna shut up in practice either. He's bringing it all day long, and that's what I love about him. He talking on the sideline. He's always got that energy. He's not gonna let anybody get down.
How big was he last year when Vita went down? I mean, he was kind of unsung, right?
No, he played really good. He played lights out, and Vita's Vita, but Nacho's one heck of a player too. I mean, there wasn't a heck of a lot of drop off.
We'll go to Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Bruce and Danielle, I'm going to ask a question. Then if I could, I'll ask Greg Almond's question because his stuff isn't working. I wanted to ask Bruce first. I know you mentioned tackles and Shaq talked about that after the game too. At this point in the year, what do you do to correct them on that? Is it a matter of just kind of getting it in guys' heads about what do you do at this point once the season started? Because I know you're not going out there and having these guys go at it with each other.
Yeah, in practice, you got to get yourself in position to make a tackle. If you're always tagging off and you're not breaking down and getting yourself in position to tackle, you're going to miss tackles in the game. And, I'm not used to seeing Antoine miss a tackle, and we gave up a touchdown when point blank in the hole. And so we just got to do a better job of tackling out in space.
And then Greg had wanted to ask just about the running back usage and Gio Bernard and, the frequency of seeing him out there. Might we see him more? What's, I guess, the mindset on Gio's usage?
Gio's our third down back and our 2-minute back. So if we're in those situations, he's playing. The other two guys are going to take most of the carries and most of the other time.
All right, now we'll go to JP Peterson.
Hey, Bruce, you mentioned the lulls in the game. What do you attribute that to? Is it complacency, or is it the guys knowing that they can turn it on whenever they want? They're that confident. How do you address that?
Oh, we talked a lot about it again today, because we played on a very, very high level, and then we're playing at a very, very low level at times, and we got to get rid of that. It's going to come back to bite us sooner or later, and we can't go straight down the field and score, go straight down the field, penalty, sack, fumble, when it should have been 14-0, or at least 10-0. And so, yeah, we talk about those things all the time, and it's just got to show up in games.
And on third down, I think you guys were 4 for 12. What did you see? Was there something consistently that you were missing there? They were un-Brady-like.
Yeah, we got ourselves in way too many third and longs, and then we dropped one. So it's just a matter of staying the hell out of third and long.
We'll go to Rick Stroud.
Hey, Bruce, I didn't get a chance to ask you this yesterday, but I know you guys as an organization talked to a lot of players. You talked to Richard Sherman, who obviously was out there. Is there a scenario would you have to lose another starter, or is he a guy much like Antonio Brown last year that could come in, accept his role, and play? I mean, just what's your thoughts on Sherman right now?
Yeah, I think Jason's reached out. We've got to see what he's got other things going on too, and just a matter of I coach the ones that we got and let him handle the rest of that, and we'll kick the tires on some other guys too. But yeah, it's just a matter of we'll talk and see, and if it's the right fit, it's the right fit, and we'll move on it.
We'll go to Ira Kaufman.
Bruce, you've been with teams that they ended up relying too much on a field goal kicker and keep other teams in the game because they're settling for 3. This team's not doing that, Bruce. I think that's one of the bright spots through 2 weeks. You got 11 touchdowns and 1 field goal, and you got to like those numbers. No,
I love them, Ira. I love them. We played for the field goal to win the game in Dallas. That was about it. And every other time, we're trying to score touchdowns all the time, and we're pushing the ball up the field good right now. Again, usually penalties or mental errors are keeping us in some third and longs that we don't need to be in. We need to eliminate those.
We'll go to Scott Reynolds.
Bruce, could you update us on Jaden Mickens' hip injury, and were there any other injuries that happened in the game that have you concerned about this Sunday?
A couple guys are in the MRI tubes. We'll find out later. But Mick is another one. We really don't have any information on any of those guys at this. We'll know some more about 5 o'clock, maybe on a couple. But I don't think we're going to have anything serious come out of this game.
We'll go to Evan Winter.
Hey, Coach, going back to Ronald Jones and missing that blitz pickup on the 2nd and 20, that's more often than not a passing down. Do you think you'll use Gio Bernard? I know you just said he's your third down back, but do you think you'll start incorporating him more on those situations compared or when you look at his pass blocking abilities?
That's some of the thing we'll evaluate, but not really. I think Rojo's just got to do his job.
We have time for one more. We'll go to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach, I know you spoke about Mike Edwards yesterday, but, what does it say about him to take, the disappointment of last year, not getting a starting job and, continuing to come in every day, prepare as a starter. And when he gets these opportunities due to injuries, he's able to make the most of them and really come through for his team in the clutch.
Yeah, I mean, he's like I said, he's always been a ball hawk, and last year as we got going, he was always in third down situations, and just continued to expand his role. He's earned that right.
All right, that's all we have time for. Appreciate you taking the time, Coach.
Thanks, guys.